If you have an interview with the school district, stop memorizing random answers. You are not going to be asked specific course questions, but a lot more different stuff. Let me tell you what they usually ask, especially in British Columbia. So, hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name is Gurjot, and I hope you are doing well. In today's video, I'm going to share with you what are the questions usually asked in school district teaching interviews and what they're actually looking for in your answers. This video is based on real teaching interview patterns in British Columbia. So without any further delay, let's get started. Now, before I begin, let me share with you, you will not be asked any course specific questions. What that means is that if you are looking forward to teach English, they are not going to ask you English grammar or English literature question. If you are looking forward to teach maths, you are not going to be asked a mathematic calculation. The questions will be based on your overall conduct as a teacher. So in this video, I have divided the questions in 5 major categories. So let's look at the first category. So our first category is classroom management. Under this category, you might be asked questions like how do you handle challenging behavior? How do you establish classroom routines? In British Columbia, districts value restorative practices. What that means is instead of focusing on punishment, they would focus on relationship building, accountability, and repairing harm. So instead of saying, I am strict, I am disciplined, you could frame your answer something like this. I establish clear expectations at the beginning of the year and use restorative conversations to help students reflect on their choices and rebuild relationships. So you see, it shows leadership and not control. Second category is instruction and assessment. Under this category, you might be asked a question like walk us through a lesson or how do you differentiate instruction. Teaching is connected to BC curriculum and core competencies in British Columbia. In a classroom, students have different paces, and as a teacher, it is important to provide support to each learner's individual needs. Differentiation here means adjusting how students access learning and not lowering the standards. So instead of saying I teach differently to different students, which is practically not possible, you can frame your answer something like this. I use formative assessments to guide instruction and differentiate tasks to meet diverse learning needs while aligning with BC curriculum competencies. As you can see, this sounds more reflective and curriculum aware. Third category is inclusion and diverse learners. Under this category, very common questions would be how would you support English language learners? How would you support students with IEPs? Now, Canada is a diverse country and people from all over the world come to Canada. So you will be having students from different countries, different backgrounds, and definitely different languages. Talking about IEPs, what is an IEP? IEP is Individualized Educational Plan, a plan created for students who need extra support, who need special educational support in a classroom. So the districts want to know, do you think these students will succeed or are you negative in the beginning itself? So in your answer, make sure you focus on collaboration, teamwork, and accountability. You can frame your answer something like this. I would collaborate with resource teachers, educational assistants, and even families to implement accommodations and monitor student progress regularly. Next is the most important category, especially if you are in British Columbia, and that is Indigenous education. Almost every school district in British Columbia will ask something about Indigenous education. So make sure you are aware about Truth and Reconciliation Commission of Canada and First Nation Education Steering Committee. You don't have to be an expert about it, but you should have basic knowledge to show awareness and respect. Your answer should also depict willingness to learn and committing to reconciliation. Last category is communication, parent and team communication. Under this category, expect scenario questions. Questions like a parent is upset with the grade, how do you handle that? Or how would you handle a conflict with a colleague? So these are scenario questions. In one of my previous video about ECE interview questions, I have already shared how you can answer scenario questions beautifully. You can use the STAR method. Now, what is a STAR method? How you can use it? Where you need to implement it? Everything is already shared in that video. I will share the link as well, so do check it out. All in all, during your interview, stay calm and professional. Now, what could be the biggest mistake that teachers make in interviews? The biggest mistake is that teachers answer like students and not like teachers. You are looking forward to be a teacher, so you need to answer like a professional educator. Your answers must include reflection, collaboration, communication, relationship building, and prioritizing inclusion and diversity. That was all about elementary school interviews for teachers. Thank you so much for watching. Please hit like, share, and subscribe to my channel. If you found this video helpful, do check out my previous videos as well for detailed guidance. I'll see you soon in my next video. Till then, bye bye.